What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel and to another video. Today we are going to be reacting to the Medalist preview for the movie that comes out in 2027 based off of the date that it has on here. I don't know if this actually has any new visuals or new information in it outside of that it's coming out in 2027, but I thought it might be fun to still watch it and then talk a little bit more about my plans in case you have missed those plans. This is kind of going to be a video dedicated to that. Obviously, as a Medalist reactor and this being a movie, there's a lot of unknowns going into next year regarding how I'm going to be able to make content about it, considering it's going to be in movie theaters. But there's also the question mark of it actually coming to movie theaters here, since it's a much smaller anime. I kind of just assumed that it would because my other special interest is Demon Slayer, which is like one of the most popular animes in the world. Well, Medalist is very different from that, very niche. So we're gonna watch the trailer and then let's kind of discuss all of that, as well as a little bit discuss how I think it's gonna go, because I think I have a few predictions for it that makes sense to put it here. So we're gonna dive right in, but before we do, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment your thoughts. And it's only 1:13. I would not be surprised if it only has visuals that I've seen before. I feel like when it comes to anime promotions, they don't usually show a ton of new visual, especially this early on, since it's not coming out until next year, but it'll still be fun to see what it's all about. But here we go. Yeah, these look like flashbacks from... I can't read any of that. Okay, it's okay. I can read some of it. Yeah, these all just look like it's all previous information. Well, I didn't need to turn on subtitles for what they said because I know what she said there. Let me see. Yeah, I'm not gonna try and embarrass myself. If they had the hiragana next to the kanji, I think they call it fujigana when it's like there so that you know how to pronounce the kanji, I would be able to like figure it out. But I don't know what most of this kanji is, and so I can't even sound it out. So help me out in the comments, I guess, and tell me what it says. So yeah, this trailer is just not anything new. I don't need to really watch it again. I am very excited for the movie. I've talked about this a little bit when watching the anime in general. It's kind of changed my expectations in the fact of I felt like this whole Hikaru versus Inori was going to be we're working towards that for much later on in the show, and we've gotten there very early. But I also realized that that's not the point of the story, and it hasn't been for a while. Like, obviously that's a big deal, and that's going to be a big plot point, but like the point of the story is really to just follow Inori get through, you know, and end up competing internationally. And obviously she wants to compete at the Olympics, so I assume we're going to get there at some point. And I assume like the Olympics is going to be more of a major like final arc within this story, is what I would guess. Granted, she's only 12 years old right now, and if they're following current figure skating rules, she won't be eligible to compete at senior until she is 17. So she's 5 years away from being able to do that, which means we're gonna have to spend a lot of time on the junior circuit, or we're gonna have to do quite a lot of time skips. I'm really, really excited though to see them compete against each other, and I'm really excited to see it in movie format. Now, a lot of people have called out, I don't know if this movie is gonna actually hit theaters here in America. Most anime movies do get, even if it's a small release here. So I think that as of now, I'm going to move forward with the expectation that this will most likely still get a movie release here in the States, but I'm going to just kind of set myself up with the expectations that it likely will not be released until at least 6 months after it's released in Japan. That used to be more of the common delay. And then on top of that, this season had a delay here For those of you who don't know, I actually had to watch the entire show with a VPN because my location is the US and they were like 4 weeks behind, I think. Like the season hasn't ended releasing to Hulu. I had to sign into Disney Plus and connect to like a European VPN in order to be able to even watch it. So I'm not holding my breath that this movie is going to come quickly after it hits theaters in Japan. That being said, I am going to have a little bit of hope and say that it is going to come to theaters here. And of course, even if it's like a select few, I'll do my best to just, if I have to drive 3 hours to go to one, I have to drive 3 hours to go to one. I've done more for less, essentially. So that's kind of what I'm thinking is going to happen next year. I'm going to be in Japan in November of 2026, so November of this year, which means that 2027 is likely going to be not a year I go to Japan, since we're coming up on a year since I went the first time, because I was there April 2025, and so we're going in November of 2026. 2027 likely not going to go unless, I don't know, something crazy happens. So I won't be able to be like, okay, I'll just go, like I'll time a trip to Japan because I go to Japan more often than the average person, I guess. I don't think I'm going to be able to time it that way. So my plan, however, is should this movie come to movie theaters here, I am going to go see it in theaters. I know I'm a reactor, but I really only react to Medalist, and Medalist is a different thing because I am a skater, so I react to it in the sense that I'm thinking about it from a skater's perspective. That's the whole reason why I do the series in the first place. I'm not a reaction channel. I think a lot of people who watch these videos kind of think that I am, but I am not. So I am likely going to do what I did with the Demon Slayer movie. For those of you who didn't see that, I pretty much just did a little mini vlog of going to see Demon Slayer in theaters. I talked a little bit about, what I was wearing, and talked a little bit about what my expectations were going to the theater, and then I met up with friends, showed my merch, and then went and saw the movie. Obviously didn't show any of that, but then did my initial thoughts right afterwards, literally when I got home from the movie. I will probably do pretty much that. I'll do a fun little mini vlog just about my experience going to it, and then I will give my initial thoughts right after. If it doesn't come to theaters and I just have to wait for it to come to streaming, then obviously I'm just gonna react to it. But that's currently just my plan, and then I'll be able to come up with a more concrete plan once I've seen it, and I can kind of compartmentalize what I'm going to do video-wise for it with breaking things down and that sort of thing. So that's kind of my current concrete plan. I am hearing that there were some changes made to this most recent season. A lot of people have been calling out some small changes, so I'm definitely planning on reading the manga. I actually already have volume 5, and I believe the season went through volume 7. If I'm remembering correctly. So it was 5, 6, and 7. Season 1 was 1, 2, 3, and 4. So what I'm going to do is I am going to read all 3 of those volumes, and then I'm going to make videos about it. If you have any specific ways you want me to talk about it, please let me know in the comments. I definitely didn't get a ton of traction on those, but outside of that, I also didn't talk about the manga until late last year, so there was a big break in between the anime season ending and me talking about Medalist again, because the anime season ended and I literally went to Japan 4 days later, so I just got off of a normal type of schedule. This time is going to be very different, so in case you didn't know, I have this video, and then next week I'm going to do a breakdown of the competition that happened in this season. I'm going to start with the first episode of it, and then I'm going to do a part 2 breakdown where it'll be the second episode, and then a part 3 breakdown where I'll be breaking down Inori Skate specifically. So that'll be a 3-part, once a week type thing. And then after that, I will talk about the manga. I also want to do some character deep dives. That'll take me a little while. I tend to just kind of yap. I don't usually write myself scripts or anything like that, but I do want to kind of have some semblance of an outline of what I want to say about them, because for me, a deep dive of a character in Medalist is not just a character analysis. I'm going to be analyzing through the eyes of being a figure skater. So still a lot more to come for y'all about Medalist, but I definitely suggest watching some of my other content. I'm going to be talking about just a lot of other animes in general, just to get myself exposed to other animes than just Medalist and Demon Slayer. I feel like I have 2 halves of my subscribers. I have 1 half that's all Medalist, 1 half that's all Demon Slayer, and there's no in between. So I'm going to start to try and be okay, some of you like other animes, so here's some more content about it. But that's kind of what is going to happen. Now, as far as this movie, I know I said I was gonna predict. Okay, so I'm just gonna throw some like off the wall predictions. I think that Inori and Hikaru are going to be separated by like a 1/10 of a point. I think they're gonna make it super close. Personally, coming from a perspective of what I know with skating, I think Hikaru's gonna win. But I could definitely see it going the route of Inori wins, and then it becomes like a constant back and forth between the two of them, and that like develops Hikaru really well. But I do think Hikaru's gonna win this, but it's gonna be like super close. And it's, you know, if Inori were able to come in second by like a 1/10 of a point behind Hikaru, then that's almost as good as beating her, honestly, because no one's been able to touch her. So there are some skaters out there who go like undefeated. Like for example, Kaori Sakamoto was undefeated from Worlds of 2022 until Worlds of 2025. I don't think anyone ever beat her in anything. There might have been some skaters that randomly beat her at like a senior B event, but I like pretty much don't count those because those are so random. But like as far as Grand Prix, Worlds, Nationals, like she was undefeated. Nathan Chen, undefeated from Worlds 2018 until Skate America of 2021, where he came in third, and then he proceeded to win everything else. So like that can happen. There are definitely special skaters. There are definitely anomalies that just win everything. But ice is slippery, and you can't control what other skaters do. If Inori does truly show up with like this beautiful quad Salchow, that's worth a lot of points, more than a triple axel. So I think she's going to put the pressure on her. I just don't know if she'll be able to manage winning. So that's kind of my prediction. I'm going to say it now. I think that Hikaru's still going to win. Inori will be second, but they'll only be separated by like a 1/10 of a point, and it'll be crazy. My other prediction is that like one of them isn't even going to be in the top 3 because there's other skaters that are huge players that they are definitely hyping up. Like Suzu she like keeps on being second to Hikaru. I think like she can be a spoiler. There was the other skater that was introduced in that season finale. I think she could be a spoiler. So I think there's just like a lot that could happen, but I think they'll go 1-2. And my prediction, I'm locking in, is Hikaru's still gonna win, but it's gonna be very, very close. They could definitely go the route of just being like, nope, neither one of them wins. Like it's just like a complete mess. Who knows? But I'm really excited. It's gonna be a long wait, but we have lots to talk about in the meantime. So that's, I think, it for this video. Really excited, but thank you so much for watching today's video. If you liked it, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment your thoughts, and I will see you all next week for my first competition breakdown. Mata ne!